For this video, let's try to talk about the generalized binomial theorem. Why it's called generalized and how different is this from the previously discussed binomial theorem. In our binomial theorem, okay, in the binomial theorem, it tells us that if we're going to expand a binomial expression with n being an integer, okay, this is equal to the summation of your n taken r, x to the power of r, as r is equal to 0 to n. But of course, this could actually be equal to, we know that already as say for example, x to the power of n minus r, y to the power of r, but y here stands for the second term. So basically, this is equal to x. And our first term here is just equal to 1. So whichever would be the value of the exponent, this is equal to 1. Hence, we can rewrite it in shorter perspective just for, we have here x to the power of r. This is the binomial theorem that we had when we have this term in previous chapter. Now, for the generalized binomial theorem, this tells us that what if we have here this statement that for any alpha now, element of real numbers, so we can also expect here negative values. We have here the generalized form 1 plus minus x raised to the alpha is now equal to the summation of your alpha taken r. Then you will have here the plus minus your x to the power of r, depend on whatever would be the operation separating the terms here. And you have here r still equal to 0 to positive infinity. This is a generalized binomial theorem or generalized binomial expansion where we accept any real numbers now. And in this generalization, this is actually our coefficient. Okay? But this coefficient also have a specific formula for our alpha combination r is equal to this string of operations. You have alpha times alpha minus 1 times until you reach alpha minus r plus 1 all over r factorial. Okay, where r is greater than or equal to 0, and alpha again could be any real number. So this means that if we, in case we have negative exponent, where in this case in the original binomial theorem cannot be applied, for the generalized binomial expansion we can do that here now. Okay, I'm going to give you one illustration. The item that we had previously discussed at the same time, ready proven identity, we have 1 over 1 minus x. Okay, we know this to be equivalent to the summation of x sub I, where I starts from 0 to positive infinity. This was previously proven. You can also use this to prove other relationships as well. Now, if we're going to look into this perspective here, 1 over 1 minus x, if this would be grouped, we know that by power law, if this is exponent of 1, this could be written as 1, or I mean the binomial expression 1 minus x raised to negative 1 here. Okay, so this is actually the other form of this notation, which still equal to the summation of x sub I. So this should also result as well to 1 plus x squared plus x cubed as the expansion for this. Let's just show that from here it will also be equal to that using the generalized binomial expansion or theorem. So to do that, let us have here, again, you have 1 minus x raised to negative 1. So our alpha is actually negative 1 now. Now we separate some portion here to attack only this in the meantime, so that we can actually look into its relationship later on. We know that the alpha combination r for this situation of binomial expansion or generalized binomial expansion is equal to this form, right? You have alpha times alpha minus 1 until you reach alpha minus r plus 1 all over r factorial alone. So since our alpha is negative 1, so negative 1, as we substitute here later, the summation of your negative 1 to r, okay, so negative 1 and then r is actually just negative 1 times negative 1 minus 1 times negative 1 minus 2 until you reach a portion here where you will have negative 1 minus r plus 1, or just, okay, let me rewrite that here. which is just equal to negative 1 times negative 1 minus 1 times negative 1 minus 2 until you reach here negative 1 minus r plus 1. Okay, that's what is indicated here, alpha minus r plus 1, so negative 1 plus r minus 1 all over r factorial. This time here is actually just equal to negative 1 times negative 2 times negative 3 until you reach here negative 1 plus 1 is 0, so you have negative r over r factorial. Going further, take note all the terms in your numerator are negative, so you can factor negative 1 there. And how many of them are here? How many negative ones that you have actually factored? You actually negative 1 raised to the power of r. Sorry, your r. There are negative 1 times you will have here 1, 2, positive now, 3, until positive r as you factor out negative. Okay? So now, over r factorial as well. What is this equivalent to? This string of numbers or product 1 until r, this is equal to r factorial itself. So you will actually have here negative 1 raised to r factorial over r factorial. By cancelling that, the combination of negative 1 and r is just equal to negative 1 raised to the power of r. Okay? That is equivalent here. So in short, for this now, later on this will be equivalent to the summation, okay, of negative 1 raised to r. Okay, but of course, we still have one more thing here. What would be used here? The negative r or the plus r? That is actually one of the things we need to consider, because later on, here we see that the second term here is not just positive, but it's negative. So take note, we're going to take negative x to the power of r, which will be paired here by negative x to the power r as well. Okay, so this is how it is equivalent to. So again, let me write here 1 minus x raised to negative 1 is equal to the summation of negative 1 raised to r, negative x raised to r, as r starts from 0 to infinity. Now, since these two share the same exponent, we can just simply combine them into one. The summation of negative 1 times negative x raised to the power of r, as r starts from 0 to infinity. So you have 1 minus x, negative 1 is actually the summation. That's positive x now, x to the power of r, as r starts from 0 to positive infinity. And since that is the case, in short, the formula for the generalized binomial theorem is also true, as it also yields the same string of or the same generated function if we're going to apply this, and we're going to apply the usual identity that we had previously. Okay, that means this is really true, and this could work for all alpha in as real number. Now, to have a little bit generalization for all, okay, I'm going to write here in the next page, it's more generalized form from, if we're going to talk about, okay, the term 1 over 1 minus x raised to the power of n. Okay, because this is again will bring us to 1 minus x raised to the power of negative 1, where our exponent here is also negative. Okay, similar to the previous here, we're able to understand that this idea is also equivalent to this idea here, where our exponent is negative. Okay, so when we look into this, we might be able to use this better than the generalized binomial theorem. Okay, we may be able to use this better, a simpler form of the expansion, equal to 1 plus, you have here 1 minus, or sorry, plus n minus 1 combination 1 x, plus you have here 2 plus n minus 1 combination 2 x squared, plus dot dot dot, plus you reach here r plus n minus 1 combination r x to the power of r. So we will be using this better. This actually derived from the idea of this generalized form using the perspective taken all from here. So again, we will be using this as we move forward in the next few examples. We'll be proving series of identities using this perspective, which are actually taken from the generalization of the generalized binomial expansion. Thank you very much for watching.